Hey everybody, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the Amazon FBA and e-commerce podcast. Okay, today we're going to be talking about Prime Day. I had no idea when I was going to take vacation last year that it would run on Prime Day. So I was very anxious trying to see what was happening with sales and everything that was going on. Anyways, we're going to be talking about Prime Day and how did you do? And we're also going to be talking about something you should be planning for the next in the next couple of months it's coming up, and that is Q4. So anyways, stay tuned and we're going to talk about all the ins and outs of planning your Q4 strategies.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with
Okay, like I said, we're going to be talking about Prime Day and just the ins and outs. How did you do? I'll let you know how we did, as well as something really important, and that's the planning and the next steps for Q4. So I think before we get to that, let's have a word from our sponsor. Is that correct, Kelsey? I forget the format. It's been so long. A big thank you to our sponsor, Post Purchase Pro, the only complete A to Z done for you real email and text marketing service built specifically for Amazon sellers. My friends Sean Hart and Seth Stevens co-founded Post Purchase Pro after launching over 1,000 successful private labeled products, growing 53 brands, and get this, exiting 17 businesses. Post Purchase Pro creates all of your digital assets 100% for you, from marketing inserts, complete sales funnels, email follow-up sequences, and weekly email promotions. They manage and optimize everything for you to drive more sales, get higher ranking, and receive more reviews on Amazon. So check out Post Purchase Pro now to see if you too will see enormous growth like their nearly 500 clients worldwide. That's Post Purchase Pro at postpurchasepro.com/lunch. All right, and we're back. Okay, so let's see. I haven't talked to the boy Blunder in a long time. So where are you, sir?
Hey, that's me.
What were you
Hello,
doing?
hello.
We caught you doing something.
No, I'm just I moved all my desktops and monitors around, and so my screen is actually right here, but now my webcam is here. I don't want it like facing my bed, so I'm I'm just in a weird place right now, and I'm trying to figure it out.
Oh, do you want a hug?
Yeah. No, I'm okay.
Okay.
But thank
All
you.
right.
And
No problem.
I believe you were somewhere special too. You've been up to some fun. You want to talk about that a little bit? How was your time? I saw you were with the one and only Kevin King.
Yeah. We went up to Alaska and had a great time. Him and his wife V, and Connie and I, we went up there, and man, oh man, I tell you, like people always say, Alaska's a really nice, like a place for a cruise. Well, we went up and saw some glaciers up there, and we flew over we flew over some, and then we ended up at the Hubbard Glacier, and like there was a huge, I think it's called calving, where the glacier just kind of fell into the water. Anyways, it
Oh,
was awesome. And then spending time with Kevin and cigars and dinner, and I mean we were able just to talk up a storm the whole time. I don't think we stopped talking. I think he's tired of me talking. But anyways, if Kevin, if you're listening, I have two words. Why not? He'll get that. He'll hit his head on the table if he hears the words why not. Anyways, so we can get into this podcast today, and why not? And we're going to talk about Prime Day. We had no idea. So, by the way, like I planned this. My wife's birthday's in July, so we planned this cruise in last July to go this July. So, had no idea that it would fall right on Prime Day. So during the whole cruise, I've got clients and I've got my own products that, we don't know what's going to happen. Usually, for the most part, the mid-range or very lower dollar products, we didn't do much with, and we didn't do anything special with PPC, sort of the mid-tier or higher products. We did a Brian Johnson. Brian Johnson taught me this, the cascade, and that is don't really bid very low at the beginning part. Go midway through, bring your bids up, and then at the very end, because everybody's out of inventory, you bring your bids up to where they normally would be, and that's where you would get all your sales. So we did do that with one of our more expensive products, and I got to tell you, so this is crazy, but the like $200, $150, $200 products just went crazy. Like I think with everything in total over those 2 days, we were close to 100 grand. And like I thought that was pretty good. I wasn't expecting it. But the other thing we did was we brought back lightning deals. So we went away from it, but we were testing the waters with our bigger ticket items with lightning deals, and they were working. And I hadn't used lightning deals in years, and I still be very selective about what we were going to do with lightning deals and what products we would use it for. But for the higher perceived value items and at a higher competitive at a higher rate, it worked extremely well for us. And also we beefed up everything. Like we beefed up, and I'm going to go through this in a second. But anyways, I don't know. Let me see. Kelsey, did you get any feedback from anybody that you were working with on Prime Day?
Well, I heard just from the group, it seemed to be kind of underwhelming for many, but then also we had some people posting in our Facebook group, and they were saying that, their sales doubled, or people were having success. So I think it's kind of like a mixed bag right now. And I know some people are just tired of talking about Prime Day, and they say like it's nothing anymore. But it seems like from the response, some people actually did really well, and some people not so well. But yeah, interested to hear the Beardos listening. So let us know, how was your Prime Day? Let us know in the comment sections. Was it what you expected? Was it better, worse? Yeah, and we should also mention that today there is no guest. We kind of mixed up the scheduling a little bit. We didn't know when the bearded one was going to be back.
I thought I'd be in bed. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So we don't have a guest today, but we thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about Prime Day and your experience and moving into Q4 and how.
Right. That's we're going to spend most of the podcast on that topic, moving into Q4. But let's go back to Prime Day for a sec. So one of the things that I'm kind of curious is you've heard people like Sumner Hobart come on and talk about, building up a community. We've had multiple guests on that have talked about the community, and this is where Prime Day, you could leverage that. And by leveraging it, I'm talking about doing your pre Prime Day launch. And that's something that a lot of people really weren't thinking about, even a couple of years ago. But pre-Prime Day, you could send traffic. So if you're doing any Facebook or Google ads, or if you have your community, you could say that you're doing a Prime Day sale that's going to get them even better. Like if you have a list, you can go out and just say that you'll have a 5% better rate or $5 additional bonus, something like that, to get them to buy pre-Prime Day. So a lot of people will do that. People might come back on Prime Day, but if you let your community know that you've got something happening before Prime Day, that works out really well. Now, one of the other things you have to look at too, there's a lot of products that you're not going to see a real bump. And I've got products like that, like some of our soaps. I don't see a big bump unless I want to spend a lot of money. And that's where you have to be careful. If you're going out to Prime Day, or if you're going out for anything, by the way, and you're just spending a lot of money, and especially on Prime Day or in Q4, you could just be spending 10 or 20 or 30% more. And it's nice to see the sales, but you actually lose money. So you going back, okay, roll your eyes now. I'm going to say it. You have to know your numbers. So knowing your numbers is very important. If you're a brand, or if you're a soap company, or and I don't want to see all these soap competitors, but anyways, if you have something that's recurring, then it's well worth it sometimes to spend up to your, what I would call your break even point. And if it, even beyond that, actually, if I have a bar of soap that's selling for $10, or if I have shampoo that's going for 19.99, I don't mind if I spend wherever it's coming from, Facebook, Google, PPC, whatever it is, up to 19.99 to get that first person. And if you've done your competitive research, and if you've got your keywords dialed in and your listing dialed in, then people will receive it. And if you've built in that perceived value and you've added the customer experience, so that's something that you're going to have to experience. You buy your own product and see, did you get underwhelmed, overwhelmed, or was it like Goldilocks, just right? And if it is, then you know that people should be coming back. So that's why I don't mind. I don't even mind giving away my soap. And I know that's a big taboo. I always learned that in marketing, that you don't give away your own product. But a lot of the times I'll provide a product or sample of the product to get people to, come on back. So that's what we're doing for Prime Day. That's what we did with our most expensive product. We had the biggest success. And I, as an agency, so as an Amazon managed service company, we've seen a lot of different products that have come in and that were being sold, and we've seen a bit of a decline. Not a huge decline. We've seen a decline in sales over the last little while. There are some, like, I'm not even going to say the name. I know he's listening, but it's been a home run. Like, the guy did a tremendous and awesome job on a patented product. And when he hit the market with this thing, it took off. And right price point, the cost of everything was in place. And within the year, he sold about $1 million, and his sales are going skyrocketing up right now. That's not for everybody. That's probably 1% or 5%. Yeah, I'd say just a few points would be the person that would have that home run. He just had it was the perfect product. Other people, if they're going out and buying, plastic shoe stretchers, you can't accelerate to that unless it's really something different. But anyways, these higher priced items that have a high perceived value. So remember, we've got those 3 tiers. If you're coming out and you're at that bottom tier where you're basically working with the Chinese, like or their Chinese manufacturers, and you're going for price point, and your listing is okay to ugly, then that's fine. You're going on Prime Day, you won't be that successful. Coming out where the average person is, and I'm talking about a mid-range price point, you'll probably do okay. You might have a bit of a bump, but if you come out at that higher price point and you do a pre-launch, or you drive external traffic to your site, a lot of things can happen. And remember, when you take a look at your reports, make sure you take a look at the impressions. Did you get enough impressions over to your listing? You could have something that's converting extremely well, and you only have 100 people that came over, 100 impressions. That's a false read. If you've got thousands of people coming over and you've got a good conversion rate, well, how do you get more people to come over? Because that good conversion rate, that just means all you need is more eyes on your listing. So don't get fooled if you have like a few hundred people come over and you've got a high conversion rate. That means squat. That's really, when I see that, that's a complete false read. And on the other side of it, if you've got thousands of people coming over and you have a very low conversion rate, that's killing you in PPC, and that's going to kill anybody who's coming over. You got to fix it. Why? So that's where you do the Brady Bunch thing, and you go and you get a whole bunch of competitors, and you get their images, and you throw it up there, and you try to see which images are better than yours. If you can't equal to or better your image, like get better voting, then go back to the drawing board, at least on your images. And that's the same thing with the titles and everything else. But let's go on. Well, first of all, Kelsey, just before we go forward, were there any questions or anything or
No, but
comments about Prime
we had
Day?
we had lots of comments, so I want to kind of go through
Sure.
those. From, let me see. Ibrahim's was saying that his inventory was in transit.
Mm.
From Near, I can tell you that Prime Day was the best for us.
All right,
Manny
near.
said, I didn't do anything for Prime Day, to be honest. Sales stayed the same. Let me see. This was from a LinkedIn user, from, I guess, the buyer's perspective. But I went on Amazon during Prime Day and didn't see anything too exciting to excite me about it on the homepage, mobile and desktop. Surprising. Yeah, what is your experience? Did any of our sellers actually buy anything on Prime Day? I think my roommate bought two things, but like to know from the buyer's perspective, did you actually buy anything yourself? And let us know what you bought over in the comment sections. Nia was saying, we played with new and old tactics. I agree with the high price products, worked amazingly. Awesome. And then Simon, did not do anything for Prime Day. It sucks. What's the point of breaking a sweat to make less profit or even lose? So we've got a whole wide range on the spectrum about Prime Day. And yeah, you can keep letting us know in the comment sections. We'd love to know how the community feels about Prime Day. And yeah.
Yeah, if you heard other podcasts that I've done about Prime Day, a year ago, 2 years ago, we weren't putting a lot of time or energy. It seemed the only company that was, or only brand that was winning was Amazon. And like last year, I think it was 64% of Prime Day sales was Amazon. So, they were the winners. So we changed it up just a little bit this year, and like I said, I stuck to it with sort of the lower tiers, but I was going by, and what gave me, I was working with the KPIs, and I noticed that the sales were increasing um, on certain products, that the stars were lining up, and those are the ones I put a little bit more time and energy into, and it paid off extremely well. The other ones, if they weren't performing or if they were underwhelming, like in sales, if I saw that they were down 5% or 10% on last year, I did very, very little, if not anything, to increase the Prime Day sales. The only thing was a pre-launch or a pre-Prime Day sale. So I think that's important. And if you're not doing that, that gets people's attention. And I think it's important that you do let people know. And you can also do something kind of like that when you're using your customer engagement. So building up that community really does help as well, because you can notify that you're having a sale. Okay, so let me see. We can move on to our inventory. So first of all,
Can I just jump in?
yep.
Just finish off two other comments that snuck in. Let me see. From Cool Hand, didn't do anything for Prime Day as a buyer or seller. Howard said, though, he did buy a lot of stuff. My son is moving to Alaska, and he bought many auto accessories, roof racks, jerry cans. We got a Facebook user saying, I normally sell around 20 units per day. Day one of Prime, 140 units. Day
Oh,
two, 100 units. The main thing I learned a lot. That's great. And let me see, from Claudia, I bought my competitor's product at a discount to see how their packaging and insert card presentation is. Market research at a discount. Very
you know
nice.
what?
Very nice.
I've
That's a
never
great
thought
idea.
of that. Claudia, okay. We're going to get that over to Vandana. So next Prime Day or Black Friday, that's what we're going to do.
And then last thing, Nia, I wasn't buying anything. I was sleeping for 48 hours, just working. Whew, it was a long day for Nia, long 2 days. But awesome. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, since this is one of kind of like our AMA kind of styles, really, if you have comments, questions, we're going to be taking a look, answering your comments along the way during this episode. and just a little bit of a different format, just to see how you guys like it. CA sales up, or Canada sales up, and US sales down for Tony. And okay, yeah.
Yeah, so let's just another reminder on this. Like this is a format, or like we're going to have guests on Wednesday and Friday, but um, if you do have questions, it's kind of an AMA. Just you can ask questions, and we'll take it from there. If it's Prime Day or if it's Q4 related, even better. But I just thought I like going live. I mean, pre-records are great, but I always do like going live and seeing the comments and the questions so we can get to them. So if you do have anything, just throw it over. Now, okay, the seasoned people here probably, I see the Tonys and the Nears out there. They're probably already doing this. They already probably know they're planning for Q4. July comes around, they're planning Q4. I think they would be. That is the message. We used to say that, and people would say, I'll wait, I'll wait, I'll wait. And then it was always too late. How many times, and Near or Tony, how many times has that happened to you where you waited a bit too long and your product was on the ocean, especially now with the supply chain issues? I mean, I know you guys are seasoned, but I know I was caught up, and I thought I had product on the water early enough, and it was one of our best sellers, and it got caught up last year, and we should have even ordered earlier, and it didn't have even Chinese New Year. It's the same people, our same clients, that always get stuck because they don't listen to, okay, you should order it now, or you should be talking to your supplier. So here's tip number one: inventory. One of the things that I would be doing is talking to your supplier and forecasting with your supplier. You never know if they have something coming up, if they've got orders, like see what their lead time is so you can make sure that your product's here. But also, you want to make sure, like, you can talk to your freight forwarder, but it will get here. And then you have to take in consideration, what is Amazon's cutoff date for this? So there's different elements that you want to work with. And one of the things that you're looking at too, because Q4, you're going to be ordering probably more inventory. Are you shipping it all to Amazon? Will Amazon accept all of it? Because maybe you don't have enough storage, right? So, anyways, work with a 3PL. If you work with your warehouse or your storage facility, your fulfillment center, you'll save a lot of money. You want to make sure that you have amount that can get over to Amazon, that you can. And typically, I like to use, it's just a formula that we kind of came up with. It's 2.5 months supply that's over at Amazon at any given time. And we're thinking that the like in November, we will sell at least 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 months of product. So we have that back with a trigger on our inventory that will trigger us to get product moving. And usually what we'll try to do is because we don't know what's going to be happening over at Amazon, we'll send over multiple shipments just in case one gets messed up and one gets lost. We'll still be able to continue to send product over. Now, one of the things I should mention too is our friends over at SoStocked. If you don't have a inventory management system and you're selling quite a bit of product, you should be looking at a system like that. It's super cheap compared to what things used to be. Like, it used to cost hundreds and hundreds, if not $1,000, to get an inventory management system, and they've come out with something. I don't know what it's going for right now, but it's a great to take a look at it and see if it's for you. I think we have a code for anybody that's in our group. So, anyways, that's the first thing. And whoever has the inventory at the end of the day in Q4, because a lot of people run out because they don't have proper forecasting, you win. And so the other thing, this is tip 2, cash flow. especially if you're new. So many people don't realize how cash intensive this business is. And if you're just going to your supplier and this is your second or your third shipment, and all of a sudden you're saying, I need to double or triple, quadruple my order. Well, hopefully you got cash in the bank, because you're going to have to give whatever your terms are. It could be 30% up front and then 30% on, or the balance on completion. This is where people win or lose. And one of the things that we've been really high on is going out to our suppliers, talking to them, and seeing if we could get better terms. And the way that we'll do it is maybe that 30% goes down to 10%. Maybe that on completion can be split to, and I'm just going to make up something here, 20%. So you get a little bit of a break. You pay the extra 30% on completion, and then 50% 30 days later or 60 days later. We do have a client that has 90-day terms. So it's fantastic. It's very expensive products, and he has 90-day terms, and he got that from asking. Now, the other thing that's really important, you remember I was talking about that trigger? This might be confusing. So I'll go through it, and if you have questions, let me know. But this works so effectively. If you go back to your supplier and you say, look, I want to buy extra. However, I can't pay for it right now. I need to use that for promotional dollars to sell more products. Well, one of the things that you can do, first of all, they'll roll their eyes. But second of all, most understand. And if it comes down to money, they'll understand this formula. I think if you come over to them and you say, look, I want my normal order. I want 2,000 units that'll be shipped out. Those 2,000 units, 50% will be over at your 3PL. The 50% will be over at Amazon. Straight. And that's no problem. So then what you're going to ask to do is take either 1,000 units, so 50% of that, or you could even ask for 2,000 units, but you're going to ask them for a specific amount to be stored, printed, like the private label already done, in storage. So how do you set that up? You'll pay a percentage, maybe 30% for those extra that are sitting there. Then once you hit a trigger, once let's say you get down to 250 units in Amazon, and that's your trigger to bring over the extra 1,000, that's the trigger to get the other 1,000 that are over at the Chinese warehouse to get onto a ship to get over here, and then another 1,000 are going back into an order at your manufacturers. So it's a constant shift. It's a circle of life, and it happens. I never would have thought. So Scott Dietz was the one that was talking to me about this, and I went and I started doing this, and I started going and negotiating with my suppliers, and it worked. I mean, it worked. And there's very few that will not say, like, you can't do this the first time. You can try, but if you're second, third, fourth, if you can show your supplier that you're moving their product, and then it's just logical. I want to move your product. I can move a lot more in fourth quarter, but I need your help. And this is what I propose. Now, they might come back and negotiate, but a lot of the times you can get a smaller percentage up front on the deposit. You can get a portion on completion, and then you can get terms. Just ask and see what that what that does. Kels, any questions?
Yep, you have a couple questions coming in comments. Let me see. From Redbeard, do you plan / order inventory for until February when shipping reopens in China?
Yeah, you can, but on the system that I just talked to you about, you can forecast that and you can plan. This isn't something just for fourth quarter. You can always have that 1,000 in stock, and when you need it, like let's say your sales start to skyrocket, you can bring over the 1,000. You can get the manufacturer to do 2,000, and if need be, like this is me. I don't know if anybody else listening does this, but let's say your sales are going so quick, I don't want to run out of stock. And if it's not like a barbecue or something like that, I'll airship whatever it needs to cover off whatever it takes if my forecasting was wrong. And it can go wrong. Like if you've got, I was talking about the one person who's probably listening, who's doing 1 million in sales. He had no idea that his product would take off as quick as it did. So he's probably doubling up, tripling up, quadrupling the orders that he has in China. And probably, no, he's not. I know he's not right now, but air would probably be an answer if need be. But he's already got stuff on the water, and I already know that there's going to be enough to cover off. But I will take the hit on the air. And even if I lose, even if I don't make a profit on those 250 items, or whatever it is, I don't lose my rank. So that's kind of key there.
Okay. Great. Next question is from Simon. Do you know anything about the new packaging recycling rules for Germany and France?
Sorry, what was that again, Kels?
Do you know anything about the new packaging recycling rules for Germany, France? Have you heard anything about them?
No, I don't, Simon. But I can find out, but I'm not familiar with them.
Okay, and then Tony says, I still pay hush blankets on Visa to rack up the points. Very nice. And we have a couple others. So Near wants to say, by the way, everyone should consider going to the next Mexico trip. Why? Because they can send the inventory much faster. This is something that can help with reducing finance problems. And from Tony, Norm, have you personally been to switch over suppliers to Mexico, Central America from China? Have you had any? Did you actually do it?
Yep. Well, sorry, I spoke too soon. I have switched over some product, but it's to extend my line. So this is a line I already had, and now we've reached out to a couple of, including, I should mention, an incredible packaging supplier. So I just recently ordered a ton of packaging, and I went to a Mexican supplier that I just reached out to. I didn't think they'd be competitive. So we're just finishing up that, and the order should be in the works probably by the end of this week.
Okay, great. Okay, we have one more question we'll throw in before we can move on to the next part. From Howard, can you speak to what surprised you the most, good or bad, with Mexico?
I was shocked at the quality of a lot of the suppliers that I met. I don't know what I was expecting, but I didn't think that I always thought that you'd see the textiles, you see the ceramics, but I didn't think you'd see a quality barbecue manufacturer that never sold a single barbecue in the United States. They only sold from Mexico all the way down to Argentina. A plastics company that had biodegradable plastics, and they made buckets and all this other stuff, planters and whatever you needed. There were so many different things. The natural products, what blew me away, and the packaging. When I came across the packaging person, what the quality of the packaging and how customizable you can make the packaging was really incredible. Also, the kitting. There was a company there that could not only get the package, but let's say you have a knife and you want to put it in EVA foam and then cover it over. I mean, this company did all that. It was really cool. So there was lots of different products in Mexico that I saw that, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. And also outside of Mexico, as I mentioned, we did. I met a company from Colombia at Prosper, and their EVA is equal to or better than any Chinese manufacturer that I ever saw, which was surprising. So hopefully that answers the question. Near, you're making me jealous. Get me a new smoker. I've seen the meat and all. Man, every time I see your posts on that, I want to come over to Israel and come over to your house and have some of that smoked food.
All right, and Manny says that's the German guy that is also working with Helium. He's explaining this process. You have to have this registration in the Lucid system.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So tip 3. So we did inventory, cash flow. Now I'm one of the things that you've got to do, uh, and you want to do this anyways, usually every quarter or just monitoring daily, but the reoptimization. Now, a lot of people are going to, yeah, we talk about this so much on this, podcast, but it's so important. Um, your competitive analysis, not only on Amazon, but check it out on Walmart, buy bully sticks, buy soap, whatever it is, see what other people are selling on Shopify or any of the other platforms, Walmart, Etsy, Pinterest, and see if you can make your listing any better. The other thing is competitive research. So for us, we go back. I was just talking to Vandana, and we talk about Helium 10. Checking out Helium 10 tools. We use Data Dive. So Data Dive is excellent. It ties right into Helium 10, and that draws out a lot more information than what we would have never normally had. And then we go through. I don't know if anybody's using these reports. I'd like to see if you are using these reports. Let me know. These are a game changer. Uh, Amazon put out 2 reports a little while ago called the Search Query Performance and measures sales per, I think it's key field. Anyways, it tells you what's converting, what's making your sales, and then you can start focusing on that. Anyways, just I know you guys probably have other reports that you look at, but those are 2 reports I give to Vandana and I ask her for, and some of the times it's shocking what's working and what's not. I always go back and take a look at my images. And this is where, the old Brady Bunch thing, for those of you who don't know the Brady Bunch, it was just like a mixed marriage. It was mom and dad, 3 girls, 3 boys, and they would have us like the whole TV show started with them being in a square and Alice in the middle. Well, Alice in the middle is your product. Surround your product with your competitors and see how you do. And I don't mean, hand over 9 images, but you go to PickFu and you can, put up to 8 images in there, see which one gets the best votes. And then you can move on to the next one. And what you're trying to do with anything, whether it's images or titles or bullets, anything, is that you want to make sure that you're equal to or better than the competitor. If you're finding that you're getting a really low conversion rate, and images are really what do it, right? You're going to have some people are going to go by price, some people are going to go by your image. Well, your conversion rate, usually, if I look at your conversion rate, I'm going to think, first of all, your images probably suck. And 9 times out of 10, they do, compared to whatever else is on the page. And it's kind of funny. Like people will say, what's wrong with my listing? I'm not getting sales. I should be getting, this type of these types of sales. I'm not getting anything. Look at your listing. Look at your images. That's number 1. Then number 2, the way that you've developed your title. Now, Stephen Pope has a really good system. I like the system that he has. It's, just fill your listing with keywords, come back, monitor them, like the reason he fills his listing, the back end, everything with keywords is he wants to get the most indexed keywords possible over the first 30 days. Then he goes back and he spritzes it up with more keywords, get rid of some keywords. And that's the second part. And then the third part is he makes the listing more engaging. So I really like what he does with that. Very smart. Anyways, that is on our website if you want to go and take a look. There's 3 phases. Also, lifestyle. Lifestyle is where it's at. if you can show not stock photos, everybody sees the same Pixabay images. They know you're using stock photos, and a lot of people that are going for the cheap don't usually get really good graphic artists. So they, for me with a soap bar, well, this could look like, soap bar is, if this is for video like this. I don't make soap that big, 5 times bigger than my hand. Uh, and some graphic artists are just like really bad. Some are pretty good, but people know the stock images. It doesn't cost a lot to get a stock image, a product photo with a model. I know right now I pay $300. Some of them, like if it's a pet shoot, a lot of the times it's free. You ask a pet owner to take a picture of their pet, they love it. So we've had shoots where the dogs came in for free. Anyways, but you can also lean on influencers. And we're going to get into influencer marketing a lot over the next year. But anyways, lifestyle images really are very well done. Are not, they don't have to be very well done. They can be anything for fairly poor. And believe me or not, some of the lifestyle images that are fairly poor can convert better or have more engagement. And I know this from Amazon posts than the ones that are more highly polished. So just kind of keep that in mind and experiment, go out, see on PickFu what would be more engaging. Now, I have to warn you on that. A lot of the times, I don't know if I get the right response because people aren't shopping on PickFu when they're looking at those influencer pictures. But if I go and I put those influencer pictures on Amazon posts and I take a look at the engagement, that's where the truth comes out. So just kind of keep that in mind. That's about the only thing that can be a little wonky that I've noticed. Like PickFu's great for getting instant votes, but on that, I think I'd go more on Amazon posts. And then you got to take a look at, all the obvious stuff, right? Titles, bullets, the back end. Make sure that you fill out as much of the back end as possible. If you have not seen Vanessa Hung's podcast that we've had, go back and watch it. It's going to talk to you about filling out the flat forms, making sure every field is filled out, how to have an enhanced flat file. And you want to make sure that you're kind of defending and uploading as much as possible. So she gets right into it, does a great job. Also, frequently bought together. Are your products in the frequently bought together? It's not too hard to find, some people to buy all of your products. Like for me, I've got multiple scents. They can buy all three and they just kind of mix it up. But that frequently bought together slot I want to own. And so many times it's your competitors that do that. You want to make sure that you have adequate, Q&As. Do you have your B2B set up properly? And then price, price, you want to really optimize that price and make sure that you're not going out too cheap. The old Goldilocks, right? Not too hard, not too soft, just right. And are you okay with putting up your price as long as your product listing looks like it can support that high perceived value? If you're coming out at a Kmart or a lower rate, Dollar General rate or look, then you have to price it that way. People will get ticked off if they get a high perceived listing and they comes and the product's not what it says or how it is perceived in that listing. So you have to be careful with that. And then you want to make sure that you have the coupon stacks and the digital coupons and everything like that is all set up. So let me see. I touched on, this is number 4, leveraging your community. I don't know how many people are using Amazon posts. If you're not, please check it out. It will pay off over the year. I think Sumner Hobart came on a little while ago, and said how he put out some posts. He didn't think they worked. He went back months later, and all of a sudden he saw this engagement and he couldn't believe it. So now he puts out regularly. And Kelsey, I'm not sure if I'm saying this accurately, but I think he said it was the cheapest form of advertising that he had. His click through rates ended up being at 4 cents. I think it was 4 cents. He calculated it at. Anyways, he gave us some information on that. You can go and see his whole study, so he's not just blowing smoke. Amazon posts are only good if you monitor and see what's working and what's not. If you're providing posts to people and your posts suck and they're not interested in them and you're getting zero engagement and you're not looking at the reports, then they're really worth nothing. If you see that all of a sudden people really like your lifestyle, and then what type of lifestyle images, then you can kind of narrow it in. You still want to mix it up. You just don't want to keep going on with one. Like, you've probably seen it on social media. You got one company that's just putting out a motivational quote. I'm not talking about social media companies that produce social motivational quotes, but companies that have a brand and it's all one type of information. That doesn't do it. And that's the same thing here with posts. It's not like show a benefit, show a feature, show how it's working. Like, if it's childproof or whatever it is, focus in on that. Also with Amazon Live is an incredible tool, whether you live stream yourself or you get somebody to do it for you, an influencer, and they live stream. And whether you pick the lowest tier to the A list, whatever you think will work for you, and test that out if you like, or you put on you add pre-records, and you could either use influencers or you can use stuff that you've done in the past. But you can do pre-records as long as you have something like StreamYard or something like that. We talked about this, and if you're not doing it, why not? You can do it yourself, and there's nothing wrong with doing that yourself. You can go and get those influencers if you're not comfortable with it, and they can either, so you've got the live stream Amazon influencers, or you can go and find your own influencers that could talk about your product and just upload it and people can see it. Now, if you have the Live Creator app and you don't see, pre-record upload, that's because that's for you, like, to live stream. But as long as you have something like this, or a Zencaster, like this StreamYard, Zencaster, tools like that, you can upload your information. Now, the reason why I think this is so important is Amazon is asking you to build your community. Look at what they're doing on A+ pages. Brand story. Okay, tell us your brand story. All right. The follow buttons, the banners that are going across, put a big follow, just a red arrow pointing down to follow me, something like that, to get people's attention. And then you can use the engagement. So customer engagement under brands, and you can just work with the people who either have repeat sales or who follow you. I think that's pretty cool. So these are all little things in your in your community that Amazon's actually saying, listen, guys, we want you to build a community. It's important. Take advantage of it. Any questions, Kels?
Yeah, we had a couple of questions. Are Amazon posts only available for the US still? I don't find Amazon posts for the UK markets.
Oh boy, I'm not sure if it's available in the UK. It might just be for the US market. I'm not 100% sure, but we can definitely find out.
All right, and that was from Humayan. So thank you for the question. anyone in the comment sections, if you know if you've been using Amazon Post internationally, let us know. Tony has some questions about Amazon Post. I guess he's seen very mixed results from Amazon Post. He has a team going 3 times a day sometimes. I see a ton of engagement, but it does not correlate at all with sales. Are there any tips, tricks to actually have a more converting Amazon Post, or is it just frequency?
Okay, so my take on Amazon Post, and it's only my take, my opinion, is that they made it very hard to buy, and it's for a reason. It comes back to the old. It's for you want to have a captivated audience or an audience that's going to buy, so they make it 4 or 5 clicks. The first post that you see, so you'll see um, uh, mobile or desktop, that you can go and you can click on the logo or you can click on the image. Click on the logo, goes over to your feed. Click on the image, goes to competitors. So that's the first click. The second click will allow you to either see categories or you can go and shop. Then when you get the go and shop and you click that, it takes you to your listing. Then when you're on the listing, you can peruse, and if you want, you go and buy. So 4 clicks. You lose 50% of your traffic or more on each click. And typically, the way that I would see it is that although they don't tell you you've made X number of sales, under engagement, you will see uh, clicks to your product page, and that's from the short summary click. I think the summary shopping click, I think it's called, or uh, the short summary post. You click on it within the post, and that'll go over. If you take a look at that, and let's say that you get 1 click today, 12 clicks at the end of the month, 144 clicks at the end of the year. Let's just say that it's made up. And then you've got all your other posts that start to add up, and you've got 1,000. I know I just checked this one, and over last year we did 2,500 clicks. Well, what does that turn out to be? Well, I can only guess that we're getting about 30% sales. The only reason I say that is that it's taken 4 times. If somebody's that interested to click to go to my listing, aren't they going to be interested enough to either click to buy or come back when they want it? I don't know. And I also know that once you click on a listing, that you're going to get, like for PPC, for example, if you surround your listing, when somebody comes over to your listing, they're also going to get all the different brand fenders, the PPC ads that are coming up that just give you a little bit more of a boost as well. It's a psychological thing. But check it out. Sumner did it, and he's got all his results over a period of I think the year, and what happened. And I know that we watch this and monitor this on a regular basis, so it's been working. Some products not as well as others. Some products have we've got a product right now that have 0 competitors. There's not a single competitor and doing this at all. Fairly competitive niche. Couldn't believe it when I saw it. This just happened about 2 weeks before I left on holiday, and we're going to be hitting it up for post because they're going to show up in the competitor's listing. Why not? Okay, so let me see. Any others, Kels?
Yes, we have some Amazon Post questions coming in now. So from Claudia, first off, can you use videos for posts, or is it just photos?
No, just photos. But Amazon Live, it's all video.
Okay. And Manny, I have been testing a lot the last months. I'm getting afraid of something happening to the ASIN if I keep trying new pictures and text. Is there something to pay attention to avoid this?
Manny, I don't understand the question. Is it that you're afraid that if you post too much, that it's going to affect your ASIN?
Is this about Amazon Posts, Manny, specifically? Or are you talking about your listing in general?
Oh, trying new pictures. on your so okay, so if it is just trying out new pictures, you can always just change them back. That's why we monitor. If you do anything at all to your listing, I can't stress it enough. You've got to mark it down. Start a spreadsheet. Helium 10 has notes. You have to make sure that you change, like it, if you change an image, if you change something on your title, if you change anything, you want to see and monitor what that's going to do to your listing or to your keyword ranking. And if it all of a sudden, within a week, all of a sudden things start to just tank, then you can just change it back.
Okay, and Redbeard is suggesting try out Amazon A/B testing and see how that works too.
That's correct. Yeah, there's a few things you can do in A/B testing, including primary image.
Okay, so I think that's it for comments and questions right now. Were there any other tips that you
Yep.
had for? All right.
So there's two more. So not five, but there's a total of 6 tips.
Ooh, a
And
bonus tip,
yep, a
I guess
bonus
you could
tip.
say.
Yep. So the fifth one is something we talked about at the very beginning, and that's a pre-launch. So you're coming into let's say it's Black Friday, Cyber Monday, do a pre-launch. People are all, sales, you'll notice, are going to slow down a little bit before, because people want that Black Friday sale. Well, if they know that they can get a better deal from you, and this works with either your Amazon posts or engagement, or if you have your own list. So if you have your own list, it works really well. Just let them know that you can get a 10% off, or whatever the deal is going to be. And even if you have, and you're starting to build an audience on Facebook and you're driving traffic, or Google, you've got a pre Black Friday sale where they'll even take more advantage of special discounts. So that's something that you should take advantage of, and that you can either drive external traffic, use your community, or use your existing mail list. And if you haven't been working on a mail list, hey, we got a sponsor, Post Purchase Pro. Check them out. That's what they do. We're using them right now for build some of our lists. So anyways, I just wanted to, let people know that if you are interested in building your own list, go ahead and do it. But Post Purchase Pro also can handle that for you. And they do it like it's done for you. So you don't have to get involved with it or the hassle of it. Okay. So next thing, putting it all together. So I call this the blitz. So all the other stuff we just talked about is kind of assumed. You're going to do these 5 things, or even 4. Some people don't do the pre-purchase pro, post-purchase pro. Oh, I got the 3 P's on my mind, put it that way. The pre-launch. Okay. A lot of people don't do that, but if you can, great. This is the 6th part, and that's the traffic blitz. Mike McClary always talked about the traffic blitz. I mean, this is going back 2013, 2014. He talked about you had to put together the traffic blitz. And that's what I'm talking about here. You have to put together the PPC, the lightning deals. Does it fit in? Are there any other types of promotions that you can put together? External traffic, working with companies like a PixelMe. I don't know what happened with that either. I heard that there was a blackout here. Kels, did you?
Yes, actually, that's a great point. So yes, for those of you who are wondering what happened to the Carbon 6 webinar that was happening last Friday, Canada had a crazy blackout for our largest internet provider, and basically no internet for the entire day. So
For the whole country.
yeah, so like 15, 16 million people didn't have Wi-Fi or internet, and there's just no way around it. So I was able to use my friend's phone and contact Clayton, and we're rescheduling it for this Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay.
And it's actually with PixelMe. So Clayton is going to walk through how to use PixelMe, He can answer any questions that you have about it. And this is only for our community. This is an exclusive for Lunch with Norm, and there's going to be free trials and everything. So check it out to learn more about that. You can go to either the Facebook page or the Facebook group, and I'll post the comment again. But that's yeah, all from Carbon 6. They wanted to help out our community, and that's this Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern time.
Good. I was going to ask you that earlier, but I forgot what happened. I knew that there was the blackout, and I went, "Oh my gosh, what's happening?" Anyway, those are things you can't plan on, right? But this this sixth point is so important. You don't want to, and this is, you got to know your numbers here, but you got to put it all together. And does it make sense to do the PPC? What's your break-even point? Do you have a recurring product that you just want to get the product out there? The lightning deal, you're gonna if you move product with a lightning deal, does that make sense? Because you give up quite a bit to do a lightning deal. Getting the influencers working with you. We've got a huge outreach going out to different influencers right now, because we know that that's what people want. So we're spending a portion of our budget on influencers, and also trying to build up brand ambassadors. So they'll go out and market this basically for us. They'll write the content, or they'll give us images or videos. It's everything that you want to put in. It's an amplification of content. That's what it is. And if you do that, you'll have a really great Black Friday, Cyber Monday. And it doesn't stop there. You've got that whole month. You've actually got to around January 15th, unless that changes. But January 15th is usually when people end up spending their gift cards. After that, sales will slow down a bit. And then you've got to work on how do I continue growing my sales when they start to either go down into a valley or just plateau. So I think that's about it. Any other questions about that? And
yeah, so we have some questions actually about the A/B testing that were popping up. So from Simon, how do you manage experiments and brands? This is A/B testing, right?
Yeah. So all you have to do is go to brands, and it should be in the drop down. So brands drop down, you'll see A/B or manage experiments, something like that.
Yeah, I wonder if it's only for US maybe too. Maybe that's why Simon can't find it.
I don't know. You have to have brand registry, and it should be under your brand. And it's not under brand analytics, like that specific tab, but it should be right there on the drop down.
Okay.
And yeah, you need to like you enroll in it as well.
Okay. From CoolHand99, I have a question I don't know if you'll have an answer to, but I've been trying for quite a while now to raise the price on one of my listings, and no matter how I do it or who at Amazon I talk to, it keeps gluing back to the original price. Has anybody else experienced this? And if so, how do you fix this issue?
Okay, so one of the things, and I don't know, like you might want to just take a look at your listing. So if you go into Seller Central and you take a look at your listing, you go under inventory, manage inventory, and click the ASIN. Do you have, just kind of curious, but just make sure that you see the min and the max, okay, columns that are available. One of the things that I've found to be very useful, and I've never had a problem with this, raising it up 20%, 30% higher. Like a lot of people, if they raise the price too quick, they'll lose the buy box. So you have your MRSP, okay? So you have your MRSP price, and then you have your list price. So your list price is what everybody sees. If you don't put in your sales price, so I put in let me back it up. The min max are extremes. So I have a $50 item. I'll put one down to $15.99 up to $35.99, something like that. And then I'll put my MRSP higher and my list price higher. okay, but below the MRSP. And then my min max has a huge fluctuation that I can go in and play around with. So if I want to bring it down for some reason, which you'd never do, to $15.99, you can go as far as that. And then when you want to, you could bump it back up as long as you have a sales price, not changing your list price, but your sales price. You could put that up $10, $20, $30, and you're not going to have that interference. So I know I was talking with Kevin King about that, and that's how he's doing it as well. So it should be fine. A lot of people think, oh, it's a Walmart. There's when most people go back and check their listing, it's because they don't have that setting correct. It's not monitoring. It used to be that you'd have to monitor it because Walmart was at a certain price. But I know right now, like we've got a lot of different Walmart listings out there. Some are a bit higher, some are a bit lower, and we're not having any issues. Can't hear you, Kels.
From Simon. So Simon meant, how do you find it? As in, like, what do you think of it? Is it worth it for the Amazon managed experiments?
Yeah, the best thing to do is, especially with the primary image, check it out. It might be a fluke, but you don't have to like just check it out once. You can check it out a few different times, and you can change your images, or you can change your title. And if you get a few extra sales, then great. I can't say it's 100% foolproof, but if it comes back and you see a 20% difference, I'm definitely going to just try it out. And then at the end of the day, you can take a look at your sales. And if you're doing everything the same and your conversion rate is up, then something must be working. So I would at least give it a try.
All right. And Tin K says, for price issues, check min-max price, check the values in price, list price, sales price, check third-party tools like Price Manager or other tools for update price and inventory data, make full flat file update, etc.
Yeah, that's another good point on the full flat file. Yeah, you can upload that. A lot of times it's just quirks.
So Cool Hand says, so set the sales price above your price?
No. Okay, so MSRP, highest. List price, a few dollars less or a percentage less. And then your sales price would be below that. And your min max would be, and you don't see that in the back end. You see that in your managed inventory. And you won't see it unless you go to the column, click columns, and check those two specifically. And then all of a sudden they'll show up under managed inventory, under your product ASINs.
Okay, great. That might even be a good little YouTube video to figure out how to do that, like a walkthrough or something.
Yeah.
Also, I want to mention for Wednesday, we do have Tom Wang coming on and joining us. He's going to be talking about how he built out his company, walking through his steps from A to Z. Tom Wang has a giant YouTube channel, so he's got over, I think, 30,000 subscribers. You can check it out, but he will be on Wednesday, so check that out. And okay, Norm, I think just at the very end, do you want to just walk through your 6 points, just bullet 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Sure. So here are my very quick, and I could probably break them down into action steps, but inventory. So making sure that your inventory and the forecasting is proper. Cash flow, talking with your suppliers to see if they'll give you better terms. And by the way, going back to inventory, making sure that you have a strategy where it's just turning. So if you did it the old way, you could get hung up either at Amazon, at your fulfillment center, or on the ocean. If you do it the way that I mentioned earlier, one trigger will set another trigger, will get the inventory that you've paid a discount on its way, and the manufacturer will have something into production for you. That is so important in today's environment. just re-optimize or take a look, monitor your listing as a whole. It could be one little thing that could get you a percent of sales here, a percentage of sales here, but it all adds up. And I especially want to, make sure that you take a look. Different tools overlap or work really well together. So H10 or Helium 10 and Data Dive are, they're a match made in heaven. Let's put it that way. Then leveraging community, getting people to know you and understand your brand and love your brand, the pre-launch process, and then finally just kind of putting it all together.
All right, fantastic. Cool Hand says, thank you for all the advice. Greatly appreciated. Way more helpful than Seller Central. And yeah, awesome. So I think that about wraps it up. I think.
And by the way, when we do get a little bit closer, we will be talking multiple times about Black Friday and Cyber Monday, just to make sure that everybody's on track. And this isn't the only kind of strategy. There's other people doing other strategies, and I want everybody to be aware of them as well.
Okay, awesome. So if you do have any questions, suggestions for topics, let us know. You can email me, kate@lunchwithnorm.com, or you can just make a post on the Facebook group. That's Lunch with Norm, Amazon FBA, and eCommerce.
Oh, but what about Wheel of Kelsey? I almost forgot about that.
Do we have a Wheel of Kelsey? This is we're an
let's
hour
just
and 13 minutes in.
Okay, so anybody who stayed tuned, hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Yeah, let's just do hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. We don't need a mystery word today. It's hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, and let's give away something from Afalabi. Honu.
The Honu?
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So we'll do inventory management for what does he normally do? A month?
It's a month of inventory management, and that's so stocked.
Yeah, and it's very helpful. So even if you don't continue working with it, you'll get a great idea on how to do inventory forecasting.
Yep. Or a month of a free pallet at the 3PL, which is located in Pennsylvania. And what was the other one?
It's Tariff Terminator. So if you just want to check to make sure that your taxes coming in are okay, then that's great. Sometimes I know that we've saved people $5,000, $10,000, $30,000 on just changing their tariff code. Legit, not making it up, but making sure that it's a legit. Like for my soap, for example, I used to bring it in as natural soap, change it to, and that was 17%. Change it to Castile soap, and it was 0. So anyways.
All right.
Now you got to enter everybody in, right?
That's right.
So this is where we should have the Jeopardy song.
All right.
I forgot all about it. Literally, this was going to be the pre-record. And I said, oh, Kelsey, I'm up. Because I thought it was going to be sleeping.
That's another thing we should mention. So we originally had Bryce Shields on to talk about how he turned off his PPC campaigns and the results from that.
Yeah,
that's kind of a case study from Neil Twa's episode that we did last week. So we still are going to do that episode. It's just going to be moved when Norm is traveling to Australia. So it will be back probably next week, we're thinking, but it is available soon. And if you were expecting that today, that's the reason. We just had to rearrange everything. And I'm just stalling right now so I can fill in the rest of these names.
So Neil's, Neil, you go ahead and type. I could talk a bit. But Neil's episode was kind of interesting when, talking about that and how he does it. But you have to keep in mind that it's not every product that can do that. And it's got to be set up right. And very interesting. And then when we talked to Bry and just kind of got the lowdown on how he did it, and to find out that he turned off the PPC and he managed to have either the money that he was putting into PPC, he was able to save and he turned out being more profitable, or he just turned it off and sales remained the same. So he's got different products that he'll be talking to. So it's pretty cool what he Like I would never have thought that I'd ever have a podcast saying turn off your PPC. And any PPC people that are listening right now are probably rolling their eyes going, Norm, what are you talking about? So I'm not saying that I'm doing it yet, but it was very interesting to hear what Neil had to say. And Neil's not a slouch. He knows his stuff. He's got lots of brands that he works with. And I found it fascinating.
Okay, so I'm good to go. Claudia, you said you won already, but I'm gonna enter you
Well,
anyways. If you do feel like, oh,
yeah,
sorry, what
because
was it?
there's three different
Yeah.
prizes, Claudia. So, but thank you. Okay, so Kelsey, you got it ready?
Yep. So we can go to our sponsor first. Actually, this is a great time to do a whole new sponsor who's sponsoring this giveaway today.
If you're selling on Amazon in 2022, you know how important it is to stand out from your competition. Let Hono Worldwide lend a helping hand with your product innovation to outcompete your competition online. That's right. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the success of your newly innovative product while Hono handles all the work. Visit honoworldwide.com for more information. That's Honu, HONU, worldwide.com, or email savings at honuworldwide.com. So, Kels, just
Um,
before we go there, and I know we're running along, but uh, being with Kevin on that cruise this week, we got to talking about BDSS, Billion Dollar Seller Summit, and it's not sold out. If you want to check it out, it's going to be in Austin. Uh, we're going to have a link for you for a discount, not an affiliate, but just a discount for Lunch with Norm. And I think he told me that no one else gets a discount. So it's only he's friends of the podcast. So if you are interested in going to Austin, it is one of the best events out there. I have gone every year. You'll learn a ton. So, anyways, I can't say it enough. Check it out. It's about a month away right now, and if you want, and I should get a code from Kevin, like he just got back, so he might give it to me in the next day or two. But there should be a good savings if you want to go.
okay, awesome. So let's head to the wheel and see who today's winner is.
All right.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right. Thank you everyone for entering today. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I think I got everyone.
Well, at least you got Simon. We don't want to miss him again.
That's right. So yeah, if you are the winner, please email me k@lunchwithnorm.com. We do this every single podcast where we give you free stuff. And our winner today is Manny,
Fantastic.
all the way
Congrats,
from
Manny.
Germany. So Manny or Fatten, if you want to just email me k@lunchwithnorm.com, we can decide which giveaway you'd like to do, and I'll resend all the information again so you know exactly what you can pick. And yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed. This was a little solo session today, and I think it's funny how I think when we talk about doing these solo sessions, Norm, I think you're always a little worried that you're not going to have enough to say and fill up the whole time, but it's always our longest episodes. So it's amazing.
Not amazing. It's just blubbering, I guess.
No, I think from the turnout today, I think you guys enjoyed it. Let us know what you guys think of these episodes, where I think this gives us a little bit more time to just talk to the audience and get their opinions too. So I always enjoy that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today. If there's any suggestions about future ones that you want Norm to talk about, let us know. k@lunchwithnorm.com. And it's good to see everyone. You too, Simon.
You
I hope
too,
everyone
sir.
has a fantastic week. Wednesday, we're joined with Tom Wang.
It's going to be good.
Yeah, check it out. And also, our Carbon 6 webinar is happening Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time with Clayton. from Carbon 6. There's going to be free goodies for you guys, and stick around for that BDSS special link to get a free little discount, or a little discount for you guys. So thank you, everyone. Norm, anything else?
Thank you. Well, just join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We're making it our goal that we don't miss a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. So we're hoping that we do enough pre-records that if I'm not here, sometimes we're traveling, that we've got something here for you. We want to continue with content. We don't want to miss a day. So that's our goal moving forward. And, we just want to thank everybody for turning up today. Thank you for being part of our community. And we could not do it without you. I miss doing this podcast on the, it's so weird not going behind a mic and just start talking, for that last 10 days. So it's really weird. And thank you, Kelsey, also for, helping out with getting that all organized. But thanks, guys, for being part of this community. We couldn't do this without you, and enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Lunch with the